What's up, internet? My name's Ori. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. You like this video? Hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Today is Tuesday, August 30th. It's day 56 inside the Big Brother house. And listen, yesterday's update was a lot. There was a lot of just conflicting emotions and just a lot to unpack. Not really liking really anything that was happening inside the house and how it was being shown and how it was being handled. And it was just a lot. So it was kind of nice to be able to share my opinions and my viewpoints, and I think that helped a lot of you, but a lot of your comments really helped me a lot as well. And whether we agreed or disagreed, it was really nice to be able to kind of go through and see some of the different viewpoints that people had. And I think a lot of people were able to take a lot away from that and grow and learn. And also, it was kind of like a weird therapy session for all of us to kind of process everything that was going on inside the house. So you can only imagine what it was like for them inside the house having to deal with all this. Now, speaking of, there is still that cloud that's going to be hanging over the rest of this week, and lots of cutting was happening from conversations. Anytime Kyle was involved or what happened, a lot of cuts were happening, but we did get some good information and some good convos that we were able to get some stuff from, and some good takeaways. So let's kind of jump into what happened on the feeds yesterday. Michael and Brittany kind of started off with a chat in the storage room, just talking about Veto and the events of yesterday, and everything that kind of happened. Now, Michael did tell Brittany, he's like, yeah, I'm probably going to use the veto on you, like, don't worry. And then they actually talked about Terrance. Apparently, he got very heated during the house meeting that took place. So there were two different things that happened yesterday that were kind of big events that kind of, other than the convos Michael and Brittany were having. There was, when the movie took place, it was Monte, Brittany, Kyle, and Terrance who were left inside the house, and apparently that was really rough time. Brittany had described it like a war zone. It was like a battle. It was just insane. It was terrible. So that would be kind of interesting if we do get to see that. I'm not sure if we will. But there was also a house meeting where just a lot of game information was spilled, and again, this is the one where apparently Terrance got kind of heated. And the reason he was so heated was about the timing of Michael and Brittany revealing this information and holding on to it for so long. He kind of just lumped them right in with Kyle and everything that he did. Now, we also got confirmation of this from Terrance himself, because he had a convo with Turner just a little bit later up in the HOH room, and they kind of just chatted about the events and things going forward and working together. But he also wanted to apologize if he was like overly aggressive during it, which Turner's like, no, man, like, you were good. He's like, I was more concerned with all the game stuff that happened. The after party was exposed. Apparently Kyle threw Turner under the bus with their final two, which he's like, dude, like, you didn't even have to say that. Like, why? Like, I don't know. So it was just kind of a hot mess of things that took place yesterday. So, or excuse me, the day before on the live feeds. And yesterday was all about kind of rehashing a lot of it. We eventually did get to the veto meeting, which, speaking of eventful things in the Big Brother house, the veto meeting was apparently quite a spectacle, involved a lot of different things, but it went pretty much how we all expected. Michael used the veto on Brittany, and Kyle went up as the replacement from Turner. So it's almost inevitable that Kyle will be leaving the house on Thursday and headed to jury, but there are a few who might not want to see that happen. One of which is Terrance, who made a pitch to Monte about, he's like, hey, hear me out, listen, right? This is an unpopular opinion, but what if we keep Kyle? And this can be better than sending him home and sending him to jury and out of the house, because, you know, he can learn and grow if he stays. And also, you know, kind of he's like a shield for us, because if he's here, then they won't go after us, right? Like, but Monte pushed back on this. He's like, dude, like, can you even trust him? Can you really trust that if he won HOH, he wouldn't put one of us up? Both of us up? Terrance is like, fair point. It's a fair point. But he also made this pitch to pretty much everyone in the house except for Taylor, obviously being on the block, and Michael. He didn't approach Michael with this either. Speaking of Michael, he's somebody who might be in a little bit of trouble. Almost everyone seems to be on board with the idea that he needs to go sooner and later, because if he can survive, he will keep winning competitions. He could win out and win this whole thing going forward if they don't take the shot when they can. Monte and Taylor had conversations about this. Monte and Turner had conversations about this. Almost everybody has talked about this. Even when Terrance was pitching to Brittany to keep Kyle, of all people, he was pitching this to Brittany. He didn't mention Michael by name, but he was like, you know, some people, if they stay in this house, are going to win. And Brittany, you know, she's pretty smart. She kind of was able to pick up on the real subtle hint that he was talking about Michael. And she's struggling with this. You know, Taylor and her had the conversation where Taylor said, like, you know, we have to do it sooner or later. And Brittany just was kind of emotional about it, right? Because she doesn't want to, but she doesn't see any way going forward for him. If she would win HOH, she said like she would hope to be able to protect him. But other than her winning HOH or Michael winning HOH, I think anyone else will probably take that shot at him next week. So we'll see how this all plays out, but he's going to be in some trouble. Speaking of somebody else who's in trouble, let's talk about Turner. So not only was Terrance on board with keeping Kyle, Turner made a pitch to Monte as well. And he said, listen, like, we can stick together, me, you, Kyle, Alyssa, Terrance, final five. Like, we can go on, we can keep going, get Taylor out this week, and the five of us make it to the final five, and, like, we're good. And Monte's like, come on. It felt like this was kind of a running theme where just, like, people would, like, pitch something to Monte, and they'd be like, come on. You can't count on Terrance and Alyssa to keep any info secret, let alone win a competition when you need it. So it's just not, it's a no-go. And he kind of pushed them off that pretty quickly. Problem is, though, Turner is on Michael, Brittany, and Taylor's line of sight. So if any of them win HOH, there's a very good chance he ends up on the block, if not the one who's evicted and sent to jury. And this brings me all the way back to what I said before this HOH competition. There was no reason for Turner to win this HOH. Not one. And there were a lot of people in comments saying, no, he needed to win this to build up his resume. And no, he already had a resume. His first HOH, if he didn't win, Ameerah wins. And this game is not what it is right now. Taylor's not here. Turner was a turning point for this game. Plus, there were plenty of other times for him to win HOHs or vetoes coming up to build a resume more if he felt like he needed that. But this HOH in particular is a perfect example of timing being everything inside the Big Brother house. He won this HOH, and because of that decision and then the decisions he made during it, he is now in a lot of jeopardy going forward. When before this, I don't think one person would have targeted him. I think he would have been very good and perfectly fine until Monte and Kyle were both out of the house. Now, he has moved himself up that target list a lot. And if he doesn't win HOH, maybe Kyle wins it. And we are not seeing this drama that we're happening right now. Maybe if Kyle doesn't win it, Monte wins it. Kind of the three of them were all really close there in the competition. And if Monte wins it, maybe we also don't see the drama that's going on right now. Who's to say what would have happened? But I can guarantee you this. This was not a competition Turner should have won. And because he won it, he might have a really tough time staying in this house going forward. Turner also did have a convo, though, with Alyssa, who has been trying to distance herself from Kyle. Not extremely, right? But for the most part, she's really struggling with a lot of this because not just is it just a crazy emotional thing that they just went through with this whole blow up of the house and everything that happened. But there's a lot of actual feelings that are invested in this with her. And she just kind of vented to Turner about everything that was going on, how Kyle told her that the only reason he was able to kind of fight for her and keep the showmans going was because of the backing he had from the leftovers. And she's kind of just processing how expendable she really was to him and how this was a showmance and not his girlfriend kind of a situation. And yeah, she's just really, really going through it. She talked about having like a hard time sleeping because she's so like worried about people getting up and having like these late night convos and game talks without her, which has been happening all season. Speaking of, Kyle also had expressed that he's had panic attacks pretty much since all of this has come out. He's having a hard time dealing with it, obviously. And Terrance and Kyle had a kind of nice little convo where Terrance kind of sat him down and just kind of was like, listen, like, I don't hate you for this, but I don't like it. And I think this is a opportunity for you to grow and learn and be a better person. And Kyle kind of went into his background, being religious and kind of being sheltered and being from Utah, not experiencing a lot of different cultures in his life. Which is all valid, but it's not excuses for what he did. And I think he knows that, and he needs to do a lot of work to kind of redeem himself from this. Even though, again, lots of other house guests have said and done a lot worse. But one of the big things that I think some of the people who still are on the side of Kyle didn't do anything wrong, what they really have to kind of think about, and this is a question I want to kind of submit, is give me one reason, even one, why Kyle chose to trust Michael over Monte. Just one reason. Because from everything that I can see, there's just no logical reason for Kyle to choose Michael, the guy who was already a competition beast when he brought this theory to him, who, you know, and anybody who didn't know would have a final two with Brittany. Anyone who didn't know that doesn't even deserve to be in the game. Like, if you didn't know Michael and Brittany were a tight final two, like, I don't know what to tell you. So anything you can really say about Monte, you can really make Michael into being a worse ally. Someone that you know wouldn't really be as trustful as Monte, who has literally told you, like, yeah, I had a final two with Ameerah. Like, I had that. And has been honest with you from the start. I really cannot think of one reason why Michael was chosen over Monte. And the only reason I can think of is because the color of Monte's skin and him thinking that some kind of cookout thing was forming. That is the only reason. Because you can't say Monte's a bigger comm threat. You can't even say he was a bigger social threat, really, because Michael was loved by everyone. And everybody kind of knows now, like, we have to get rid of Michael. And Monte's probably the one I feel the most for after all of this stuff came out, because he was the one who felt the most hurt by all this. Because he's like, damn, like what did I do? Like, what did I do to deserve that? Other than just being myself. And it's really kind of that one thing that really sticks with me. It's like, why? Why Michael over Monte? Why? But I don't know. That pretty much covers everything that happened. I'll get off my my soapbox now. Oh, there was one other little thing, kind of a little bit of a light-hearted moment. It was kind of nice for the house guest too to kind of take some time to unwind and heal. Brittany did one of her hypnotherapy sessions, and production kind of played along with it. So she would do her thing where it was like, and breathe in and breathe out and focus on your happy place, and you know, all the hypno jargon that she would say. But production kind of played in with this. They would like take some of the cameras and like focus in on random things in the house, and then there was a moment where she was talking about like, and think of what your color is of and they brought up like the orange, you know, from like the "We'll Be Right Back" screen and everything. So they were kind of having fun with it, and it was nice to see just kind of a one little moment of levity inside the house that really kind of made things feel better. But yeah, other than that, guys, let me know in the comments down below everything that you guys want to talk about. Let me know what you think, everything that's going on inside the house so far. And once again, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. If you made it all the way through this video, smash that like button and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video, you never miss a stream. And I will see you next time.